It was a routine departure, just like any other. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, a Boeing 777, took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. on March 8, 2014, headed for Beijing. The night was calm and the skies were clear. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members, a mix of nationalities and backgrounds brought together for this journey across the sky. Families, business travelers, and adventurers, all with their own stories and destinations. The first leg of the flight was uneventful, a climb into the darkness towards cruising altitude. The passengers settled in, some drifting off to sleep, others engrossed in in-flight entertainment. At 1:19 a.m., as MH370 approached Vietnamese airspace, the unthinkable occurred. The plane, which had been flying smoothly, suddenly went off course. The transponder, which transmits the plane's location, went silent. This crucial piece of equipment stopped sending signals, leaving the aircraft's position unknown. Air traffic control in Kuala Lumpur received one final routine transmission from the aircraft's ACARS. Then, nothing. The silence was deafening. MH370 vanished from radar screens, leaving behind a chilling void in its wake. The blip that represented the plane simply disappeared. The initial response was disbelief. How could a modern airliner just vanish without a trace? A sophisticated airliner, equipped with multiple communication systems, simply does not disappear. These systems are designed to ensure constant communication and tracking. Yet, as minutes turned into hours, the terrifying reality began to set in. The plane was truly missing, and with it, 239 souls. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 was missing. The world watched in shock and horror as the mystery began to unfold. The silence from MH370 was deafening, a void that echoed across the world. No distress calls, no mayday signals, no clues to explain its sudden disappearance. The cockpit remained eerily silent. A multinational search and rescue operation, one of the largest and most complex in history, was swiftly launched. Experts from various countries came together, united by a common goal. Ships and aircraft scoured the South China Sea, the area where MH370 was last detected. The vastness of the ocean made the task daunting, but the search yielded nothing but frustration and a growing sense of despair. Each day without a clue weighed heavily on the crew. Days turned into weeks, and the search area expanded to encompass vast stretches of the Indian Ocean. The mystery deepened with every passing moment. Satellite data, painstakingly analyzed, provided tantalizing but ultimately inconclusive hints about the plane's possible trajectory. The data was a puzzle with missing pieces. Theories abounded, each more perplexing than the last. Had MH370 been hijacked? Was there a hidden agenda? Had it suffered a catastrophic mechanical failure? The possibilities seemed endless and terrifying. Or was there a more sinister explanation? The world watched and waited, hoping for answers that never came. The search for MH370 stretched across two vast oceans, the South China Sea and the Indian Ocean. It was a logistical nightmare, hampered by vast distances, unforgiving weather, and the sheer scale of the search area. The initial focus on the South China Sea proved fruitless, and attention shifted to the southern Indian Ocean, based on analysis of faint pings from the aircraft's satellite communication system. The southern Indian Ocean is one of the most remote and unforgiving bodies of water on the planet. Deep trenches, powerful currents, and unpredictable weather patterns made the search a daunting task. Despite these challenges, ships and aircraft from multiple nations continued to comb the area, hoping against hope for a breakthrough. Central to the investigation were the aircraft's black boxes, the flight data recorder, and the cockpit voice recorder. These devices, designed to withstand extreme impacts, held the key to unraveling the mystery of MH370's disappearance. The black boxes are engineered to endure the most severe conditions, including high-speed impacts and deep-sea pressures. The FDR records a wealth of technical data about the aircraft's performance, such as speed, altitude, and engine parameters, while the CVR captures conversations and sounds in the cockpit, including any alarms or unusual noises. Locating the black boxes became paramount. These devices are crucial for understanding what happened during the flight's final moments. They emit an underwater locator beacon, but its battery life is limited, typically lasting only about 30 days. As weeks turned into months, the hope of detecting the beacon faded. The vastness of the ocean made the search even more challenging. The search teams deployed sophisticated underwater listening devices, hoping to pick up the faintest pings from the black boxes. The pressure was immense, as every day that passed diminished the chances of recovering these crucial pieces of evidence. The world watched anxiously, hoping for a breakthrough that would bring answers to the families and loved ones of those on board. Amidst the vastness of the ocean, investigators clung to every scrap of data, every faint whisper that might shed light on MH370's fate. Satellite data, though limited, provided some clues. Analysis of the handshakes between the aircraft's communication system and a satellite offered insights into the plane's possible flight path. The data suggested that MH370 had deviated significantly from its planned route, turning south over the Indian Ocean. But the data was open to interpretation, and experts debated the accuracy of the estimated flight path. The lack of definitive answers only fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. Was MH370's disappearance a tragic accident or a deliberate act? The investigation delved into the aircraft's systems, searching for any signs of malfunction or foul play. The Boeing 777 has an excellent safety record, and mechanical failure seemed unlikely but not impossible. Investigators scrutinized the maintenance records of the aircraft, looking for any red flags. They examined the possibility of a sudden decompression event, a fire, or an engine failure, but found no conclusive evidence to support these scenarios. The lack of a distress call added to the puzzle, suggesting that if a technical problem occurred, it may have been sudden and catastrophic. The investigation also turned its attention to the human element. The pilots of MH370, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah and First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, came under scrutiny. Their backgrounds were checked, their training records reviewed, and their psychological profiles analyzed. Some experts suggested that the deliberate shutdown of communication systems pointed to a possible hijacking or a deliberate act by one of the pilots. However, no credible motive emerged, and there was no evidence to suggest that either pilot had any reason to deliberately crash the plane. The absence of a definitive explanation for MH370's disappearance cast a long shadow of doubt. Theories, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish, proliferated. Some speculated that the plane had been hijacked and flown to a remote location. Others suggested a catastrophic mechanical failure, a sudden decompression event, or even a meteor strike. The lack of evidence fueled conspiracy theories, some involving government cover-ups, alien abductions, or elaborate insurance scams. While most of these theories lacked credibility, they highlighted the deep-seated human need for answers, for a sense of closure in the face of the unknown. For the families of the 239 souls on board MH370, the disappearance was an unimaginable tragedy. The agonizing uncertainty, the lack of answers, and the slow, painful realization that their loved ones were most likely gone left an unfillable void in their lives. The families of MH370 faced a unique and agonizing ordeal. Unlike other aviation disasters, where wreckage is recovered and bodies are identified, they were left with nothing but unanswered questions and the faintest glimmer of hope. The emotional toll was immense, compounded by the media frenzy, the speculation, and the slow, frustrating pace of the investigation. Years after MH370 vanished without a trace, the world is still left with more questions than answers. What caused the plane to deviate from its planned route? Why was there no distress call? What happened in the cockpit during those final, fateful hours? The disappearance of MH370 exposed gaps in aviation safety protocols, particularly in the areas of aircraft tracking and communication. The tragedy prompted calls for improved tracking systems, enhanced pilot training, and better black box technology. The official search for MH370 has been suspended, but the quest for answers continues. Independent investigators, journalists, and aviation experts continue to pore over the available data, hoping to unlock the secrets of this enduring mystery. For the families of those lost, the search for closure is a deeply personal journey, one that may never truly end. The disappearance of MH370 stands as a stark reminder of the power of the unknown, of the fragility of life, and of the enduring human need to make sense of tragedy. It is a mystery that continues to captivate and haunt the world, a chilling reminder that even in our age of advanced technology, some secrets remain beyond our grasp.